Am I the asshole for threatening breaking up over materialistic things after engagement? So I, female 24, have been living with my fiance, male 26, for almost 2 years now. We met online and were in a long-distance relationship for a while. During that time, I had always seen him at home and only up to his chest. Honestly believed it didn't matter because love and all that. When we started living together, I realized he dressed really bad. Not as in bad fashion sense, rather that there's food spills on his clothes. His pants never fit right, have bobblings all over them. He wears a Crocs ripoff that have a huge hole underneath. If he pulled his pants over his sweatshirt, it will stay that way. If his jeans have runs up to his knees on them, he will leave it that way. I've constantly been trying to fix these for him while telling him that these are basic things and he needs to put himself together. He nods but never changes. He has said that he just doesn't care about how other people see him, and I know it's the new generation thing, but I wasn't raised that way. Note, both my fiance and I look younger than our age. Him to the point where we can't make plans without his ID. Seeing him at home like this doesn't disgust me as it would if a big grown man was this way. So it hasn't felt like a big enough reason to break it off. That is such a terrible reason. She's basically saying that because he looks younger than he is, I consider him a child in my mind, so I justify his behavior.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or no, it's also just like because she's saying like he could look like a crusty old ass man, but he's young. He's not a crusty old ass man. He's young. He'll get past it.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that I could do this and keep fixing it for him, but this isn't the type of man I envisioned my future husband with. My family has not met him in person yet, and they would be extremely disappointed if they did. I am not uber rich or the like, but we, me and my older brother, were raised to have manners, taught how to sit, walk, talk, and my mother spent a lot of time fixing our posture and elegance. I often get complimented about this too. My family values beauty in the little things, so I hope you understand why the contrast hurts me so much. Yesterday, my fiance and I went to pick up takeout. We came across this beautiful wine bar and he wanted to go there instead. We were not expecting such a place, but I'm always dressed in dresses and heels, so I could pass for it. He, however, was wearing my old homeware sweatpants, too small for him and had a hole in it, with an overstretched white t-shirt that had lunch still stuck on it, with his beloved Crocs. This was terrible in itself, yet I would have kept it together, but he suddenly started scratching his butt in public, right in front of the bar reception. I immediately pulled his arm away, as if to link arms with him, and whispered "stop" to him, to which he announced pretty loudly that his butt was itchy. A few people turned, but he obviously didn't notice. I felt like I was about to cry, even though that's not in my nature. So I left and he followed. While complaining to him about manners and public display, he touched his crotch, which is something he does when he has to use the washroom.
I hate when men do that.
I told him that I'm so sorry. I'm crying right now. I told him that I don't see...
What? Get it out.
Just the way that she wrote this whole story is ridiculous. I told him that I don't see a future with someone who is an embarrassment. He just kept quiet. Right? That's cruel. Holy shit. I now feel guilty about this since it's a really rude thing to say, and I am wondering if I was the asshole.
Okay, you were an asshole. You were.
I mean, you said something extremely rude and uncalled for.
That makes you an asshole in that moment.
Yeah.
Is his butt being itchy making you an asshole? No.
Yeah. Her question was, is she an asshole for threatening to break up over materialistic things? In my opinion, you can break up with someone over any reason at all.
Yeah.
As long as you are respectful and honest. Anything you want can be a deal breaker. It's your life. It's your relationship. So if you don't want to date someone that scratches their butt at the classy wine bar, that's good enough a reason, as long as you're honest about it.
Don't date us.
Speak for yourself. No, seriously, as long as you're honest about it, I think you could break up with him because his hair's too short, or like literally anything.
Yeah. I think
it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else.
It literally doesn't matter what you want to break up with someone for. And if you have a standard and he's not meeting that standard, fine, walk away. If you really don't like that he's wearing your sweatpants and Crocs, I hate sweatpants and Crocs too. I don't blame you. But if you really have a problem with this, that is okay. You can't change someone.
Well, I feel like that's hard though, because sometimes you can teach people things. Like,
I mean, you can teach like manners and dress code, sure, but like some people just don't care how they look.
Some people, yeah. And he might be one of them.
And he just doesn't care.
I think the most important thing is that you tried. Like, you said that you tried to teach him manners and like dress codes and stuff. So,
and I was going to say, we don't know that he's ill-mannered, but he is scratching his butt and grabbing his crotch at the fancy wine bar.
Right.
So maybe he is ill-mannered. That's the difference. I think that not meeting a certain level of dress code and being ill-mannered are two separate things.
Yeah, totally.
Because I know extremely wealthy people who dress like dirt and they don't care and it doesn't matter because it just doesn't matter. But they're still well mannered when they go out in public, and I've seen them go out in sweatpants and Crocs. It does not matter as long as they're, polite and mannered.
Well,
so it's what is bothering you here? Like, is it the dressing or is it the manners?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. You can break up with someone for either of those reasons. It doesn't matter. But if you really hate his fashion and he is not going to change that, that's something that you have to decide.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, it does matter if he dresses bad, if there's a dress code in a private business, Yeah. Because it's like, oh, it doesn't matter people wear. Well, yeah, it does, because some places actually might not let you in if you're wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt.
But I'm saying, like, in day-to-day life.
Yeah, totally. But she said that she's okay with it at home. So I feel like you just either need to teach him and be like, babe, I love you, I want to marry you, if that's how you feel. If this is your person and everything is bliss, and the only thing about him that isn't ideal for you and your ideal partner is that he doesn't dress that well, doesn't understand dress codes, and is dirty. She didn't say he's dirty, though. He just doesn't have social cues. He just had a little bit of
lunch on in the front of his shirt.
Okay, I guess that's dirty.
Which,
or messy.
To be fair, I often have lunch on the front of my shirt.
Yeah, it happens. Obviously, people spill on their clothing sometimes, but, like, does that mean, I don't know. It seems that it's a habit with him. It seems that it's every time.
Yeah,
and he doesn't wear a clean shirt the next day. He'll just keep wearing the dirty shirt over and over and over again.
I guess. We don't know that he's actually wearing the dirty shirt over.
I mean, that's what she's saying, though, right?
She didn't say stuff gets worn over and over and over again. She said he's just wearing, like, ugly outfits, torn up things that should have been thrown away. But he's not saying she didn't say they're dirty.
Yeah.
And that makes a difference, too.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if you're embarrassed to introduce this man to your family, is that the person you want to spend the rest of your life with?
No,
someone that you're embarrassed of? Probably not.
That's totally different, yeah.
I mean, maybe you can tell him, like, I really feel like we're incompatible because of these reasons. And if he's willing to change, then maybe it'll work out. But if he's not, then you're incompatible.
And you already said yes to marrying him, and you've lived with him for 2 years. Like, you had to know that this was the way it was when you said yes.
Well, she didn't live with him. She said it was long distance, and she would see him over webcam.
But did they get engaged before they lived together?
Maybe. I don't know.
All I can think about is the show Catfish.
Yeah.
And it was, they never showed their faces or anything, or like on real video chat. And it would always be like old people talking to young people. And at one point they found this guy. And Max and Neve, the hosts of Catfish on MTV, literally said to this man, every time we don't know what we're walking into, we think we're walking into a crusty 60-year-old man who's just disgusting. And look, we finally found you. And I was like,
oh my God, that's so mean.
Yeah, but this man was like catfishing like a teenage girl.
Oh. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, no. But like,
he deserved it.
Like, that's what I'm picturing. Like Max and Neve looking at this fiance and being like, we finally found you. Yeah.
I feel like it's problematic that she's like, he looks younger than he is. So it doesn't really bug me. It's like, what?
Well, when he gets older, you're going to walk away.
Yeah, I feel like that's not the reason to let it slide.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of reasoning is that? But no, you're not an asshole for wanting to break up over something that's a non-negotiable for you. But telling him that he's embarrassing to his face is a little bit asshole-ish.
Yeah, that's a little bit asshole-y. And then maybe just in a nice way ask him not to scratch his butt and announce to the wine bar that his butt is itchy.
Yeah. Tell him to read the room.
Yeah, definitely.